Listen closely, because the world is loud with distractions and drowning in noise. Every second it's trying to sell you fear. Every minute it whispers doubt into your soul. Every hour it urges you to compromise your greatness for comfort. But you were not built for compromise. You were not designed for defeat. Buried beneath the dust of hesitation, behind the veil of uncertainty, there is a mind inside you more powerful than empires, more relentless than any storm. The question is not if you are capable. The question is, will you choose to awaken? Because understand this, the mind, your mind, is the forge of your destiny, and like steel it must be heated, hammered, shaped. Pain is the fire. Discipline is the hammer. Vision is the hand that holds it all together. The masses drift, tossed like leaves in the chaos of circumstance. But the rarest among us, they decide, they shape. They build a mind so fierce, so clear, so relentless that reality itself bends around their will. Henry Ford said it plainly, whether you think you can or you think you can't. You're right. Understand the magnitude of that statement. It's not fortune or fate or luck that determines your life. It's the construction of your own belief. The mind is the battlefield. It is the battleground where wars are either lost or victories are carved into the stone of history. And if you wish to build a mind that cannot be defeated, you must first tear down the weak architecture that the world has tried to erect inside you. You must dismantle the invisible prisons, the false limits, the quiet lies, the soft expectations. Because hear me now, no one will give you permission to become legendary. You must seize it. You must rip it from the jaws of mediocrity with bare hands and unbreakable spirit. Mindset. The root of all power, your mindset, is the lens through which you view the world. And if the lens is cracked, distorted by fear, poisoned by self-doubt, then no matter what opportunities stand before you, you will find a reason to retreat. But a mind built correctly, a mind frigid in the fires of self-mastery, does not look for reasons to quit. It looks for openings. It looks for angles. It looks for the hidden path through the impossible. Thomas Edison, deaf in one ear, working by candlelight, failed over 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. Each failure whispered, give up. Each mistake screamed, this is pointless. But Edison did not listen to the noise. He understood the secreting. Failure is not the enemy, it is the architect. Every great mind is shaped by adversity. Because pressure is not the thing that destroys potential. Pressure is the thing that reveals it. Do you believe the silent engine? There is a silent engine inside every great achievement. Belief, not a soft, wishful belief, not the kind that crumbles under the weight of inconvenience. No, I'm speaking of belief that is forged in solitude, belief that is crafted when no one is watching, belief that roars louder inside you than the screams of failure outside. Walt Disney was laughed out of countless offices, bankrupted, called crazy for daring to imagine a kingdom of dreams in the middle of a swamp. But belief does not negotiate with the opinions of the small-minded. Belief builds where others mock. Belief holds the line when the storms rage the loudest. The mind that cannot be defeated is a mind where belief stands taller than circumstance. It does not ask for evidence. It creates evidence. You must understand, you are the first and last judge of your destiny. If you do not believe in your own worth, no amount of external validation can fill that void. And if you do believe, no amount of external criticism can empty it. Clarity. The sword that cuts through chaos the modern world is built to confuse you. Endless scrolls, infinite options, a marketplace of noise and distraction. Clarity is rare, and thus clarity is power. To build a mind that cannot be defeated, you must be ruthless in pursuing clarity. What do you want? Where are you going? Why does it matter? Not someday, not. Maybe if everything aligns. Now, vagueness is the enemy. Indecision is a disease. Every second spent wandering is a second surrendered to forces outside your control. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who rose from poverty to become one of the richest men in history, knew this true thing. A mind without a definite purpose is a mind drifting toward destruction. Clarity transforms desire into command. It takes dreams floating in the clouds and drags them down into the dirt where they can be built with blood and hands and time. And you must choose clarity over confusion every day. Write it down. Etch it into your habits. Burn it into your consciousness until there is no room left for doubt. Yotiju Biu Be Me Be Visionong. Seeing the invisible A mind that cannot be defeated is not limited to the five senses. It does not require proof to move forward. It sees the invisible. It hears the music before the first note is played. It feels the victory before the first battle is fought. Vision is not about what is. It is about what can be. When Abraham Lincoln walked through America torn by slavery and civil war, he did not see only blood and chaos. He saw unity. He saw a nation reborn. He was ridiculed, threatened, betrayed. But vision kept him standing when others fell. Vision made him immortal. Ask yourself, are you trapped by what your eyes can currently see? Or are you guided by what your heart knows is possible? Because the mind that cannot be defeated refuses to be imprisoned by today. It is always pulling tomorrow closer with every thought, every word, every action. B-G-G-G-G-Omni-G-B-B-B-U. Purpose, the fire meet the mountain purpose, is not optional. It is not a luxury reserved for the gifted. Purpose is oxygen for a mind that aspires to be unbreakable. Without purpose, you will drown in the shallows of distraction. With it, you will walk through fire and not flinch. Purpose is what allowed Helen Keller, blind and deaf, to rise as an author, activist, and symbol of unshakable human spirit. It was not her senses that made her powerful. It was her sense of meaning. The mind that cannot be defeated is animated by a reason larger than itself. It does not shrink at obstacles because it is not moving for itself alone. Find your why, or the world will find ways to break you. Discipline. The bridge between dreams and reality, discipline, is the architect of greatness. It is the bridge between who you are and who you could become. Everyone is excited in the beginning. Everyone is enthusiastic when it's easy. But those who endure, those who finish the race long after the crowd has gone home, they understand the simple truthing: discipline is more valuable than emotion. The mind that cannot be defeated does not rely on motivation. It moves from principle. It acts because it decided to act, not because it feels like acting. It builds when tired. It climbs when injured. It moves forward when every bone in the body begs to turn back. As the ancient proverb says, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Discipline is the difference. VML action. The language of success: you cannot think your way to a destiny. You must move. You must be biased toward action, toward motion, toward creation. Dreams that stay in the mind rot into regret. Ideas that never become action become the heaviest burdens a soul can carry. Every empire, every breakthrough, every revolution began with one small defiant act. The Wright brothers, working in a bicycle shop, dared to believe that man could fly, not because they were the most qualified, not because the world encouraged them, but because they acted where others only talked. Action births momentum. Momentum creates opportunity. Opportunity shapes destiny. A mind that cannot be defeated does not wait for perfect conditions. It creates them. GBB all found the fuel for the journey. Gratitude is not weakness. It is not passive acceptance of mediocrity. Ungratitude is recognizing the resources you have been entrusted with and using them as a foundation to build greatness. Gratitude sharpens your focus. It expands your perspective. It transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. When you are grateful for the struggle loses its power to break you. When you are grateful for every small win, you stack those wins into an unstoppable momentum. The mind that cannot be defeated sees every moment, the good and the brutal, as a gift, as a training ground for greater victories ahead. Adaptability, the strength beyond strength. Rigidity is not resilience. A mighty oak that cannot bend in the storm will snap, but the reed that bows low to the wind survives to rise again. Adaptability is the silent strength behind every undefeated mind. It is not surrender. It is strategy. When the path is blocked, the adaptable mind does not despair, builds a new path. It digs beneath. It climbs above. It goes around. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Think of Darwin, who did not claim that the strongest survive, but rather those who can adapt the fastest. The mind that cannot be defeated knows this. Circumstances change. Environments shift. Opponents evolve. And you must evolve faster. Adaptability means loving the mission more than the method. It means valuing the outcome more than your ego's attachment to how it was supposed to be. When setbacks come, and they will, the undefeated mind smiles and whispers, "Good, well, a new opportunity to grow." a new opportunity to go jijijim. Resiliency, the unseen armor. Resilience is not born from ease. It is carved from hardship. Every scar on your soul is not a sign of defeat. It is a badge of survival. Every wound is not a reason to quit. It is proof that you still stand. Look at any titan of history. Lincoln, whose heart was shattered by loss after loss before he led a nation. Look at Mandela, locked away in a tiny cell for 27 years and emerging not bitter but bold. They were not born resilient. They chose resilience. Resilience is choosing to stay in the fight when your body aches, when your friends leave, when the crowd turns against you. It is the art of staying in motion when the world has given you every reason to stop. The mind that cannot be defeated expects hardship. It does not curse the rain, the storm. It becomes the storm, mo-o-o-n-b-mu. Learning, the infinite weapon, an undefeated mind, is a learning mind. It understands that knowledge is not static. It is a living, breathing force that must be fed every single day. Ignorance is not an excuse. It is a choice. Andrew Carnegie, once an illiterate Scottish boy, rose to empire by devouring books, lessons, and mentors with relentless hunger. He knew every new idea, every refined skill, every deeper understanding is another weapon in your arsenal. But beware, true learning requires humility. It demands that you accepting you not know it all. You are not finished growing. There is more. And that truth embraced becomes an endless source of power. The mind that cannot be defeated is not trapped by yesterday's victories. It is constantly sharpening, constantly questioning, constantly seeking the next evolution. If you are not learning, you are decaying. If you are growing, you are surrendering. So ask yourself every day, what am I learning that will make me more dangerous tomorrow? Day dangerous tomorrow, Jimmy, persistency, the final test in the end. It is not brilliance that defines a destiny. It is not talent. It is not even luck. It is persistence. The ability to endure longer than anyone else. To keep walking when every step feels heavier than the last. To keep fighting when your hands are raw and your breath is broken. Napoleon Hill, the father of success philosophy, said it bluntly. Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting. Persistence is ugly. Persistence is thankless. Persistence is invisible to the crowd. Until one day you emerge from the darkness carrying the crown they said you could never earn. The mind that cannot be defeated does not ask, how much longer? It only answers, Ige, as long as it takes. The Unbreakable course. So, what does it mean to build a mind that cannot be defeated? It means you have planted yourself deeper than circumstances. You have anchored yourself in a purpose bigger than fear. You have armored your thoughts with beliefs so powerful that reality itself must bow before it. It means you have burned away the noise, sharpened yourself against resistance, fired your spirit with gratitude and fire, adapted, endured, learned, evolved. And when the final test came, you stood unshaken, unbreakable, because defeat is not what happens to you. Defeat is what you accept. And a mind forged in the fires of clarity, vision, purpose, discipline, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, and persistence. A mind forged in this way cannot accept defeat. It simply does not recognize it as an option. AGG, all personal me, the final awakening. There will come a day when you are tired, when the weight feels unbearable, when the voices whisper, it's too much, you are finished. That is the signal, that is the threshold, that is the sacred moment. And in that moment, you will remember you are not here to surrender. You are not here to be average. You are not here to decorate the background of someone else's story. You are here to build something that cannot be destroyed. You are here to carve your will into the granite of time itself. You are here to become the living proof that greatness is not born. It is forged. You are here to build a mind that cannot, will not, shall not ever be defeated. And when you rise from the ashes of your former self, when you stand on the mountaintop built from every shattered doubt, every crushed fear, every conquered failure, you will realize the battle was never outside of you. It was always within. And the moment you chose to win that war, you became unstoppable. Forever. Now rise. The world is waiting for the fire only you can unleash. The mind you are building today. It will build the future of tomorrow. Forget well.